Shalom and welcome to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. This is Meditation and Mindfulness with Rabbi Adam Kligfeld.
Good morning and Boker Tov, if you are indeed in the morning where you are geographically, to anyone who's joining this meditation on Zoom. Good morning to those who are joining on Facebook Live. And good morning or good afternoon or good evening to those who are listening to this via the Beth Am podcast, because you might be doing this at any time during the day. Here we are, a few hours, at least on this Friday in Los Angeles before Shabbat, and once again giving ourselves a gift. I discussed this yesterday in a meditation I did for the Institute for Jewish Spirituality. It is a gift to oneself to meditate. It can seem self-indulgent, right? The world out there is raging, and we just take a moment to go inside ourselves as if we are the only thing that matters. And I discussed the fact that, yes, on some level, going inside of yourself to remind yourself that you and your soul and your spirit matter might help you become more of a person who realizes that others matter, right? And there's a bit of a paradox there, but I think it's an apt one. So I think of this not as a selfish moment, but intentionally self-indulgent as we continue to fill out who we are and continue to greet and meet our inner voice and our inner core and our inner serenity, so we can emerge from a meditation better poised to impact the day that's about to come. So with that in mind, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes. Start to begin that descent, that heavy, slow, wonderful descent that begins almost instantly. As you journey to a place not far away, a conceptual place that you can reach within seconds. It was also an entirely different place than you were in just moments ago. You haven't moved location. Your GPS locator is exactly where it was. But you are transported within your mind and grounded by your body to a refuge that is at least temporarily protected from the storms out there. A part of reality, of course, because we always are, but disconnected on some level so that we can regroup and claim moments that no one else has a claim on. Place your feet flat on the ground in front of you if you haven't already. Pay attention to the many right angles that your body is making right now, where your heel creates a right angle between your flat feet and your vertical lower legs, the right angle at your knees, the right angle at your waist. See if you can make those as 90 degree as possible as your spine reaches towards the heaven and allows the rest of you to sag, to wilt, to hang, to rest. Allow yourself into a realm of a energizing fatigue, if that makes sense. Permit the fatigue and the weariness of the week, if you experienced it, to overcome you, to inhabit you completely, without your resisting, without your pretending, without your covering. Let it all in. Because by letting it all in and confronting it, you have an opportunity to take all of that fatigue, all of that stress, and bottle it up and release it. Can you feel yourself becoming light by collecting the heavy and letting go? And we meditate today through our breathing, through our posture, through the sanctuary in our minds that we are hopefully inhabiting. And we meditate on the Aleph, the first letter, the first sound of creation according to the Kabbalists. Of course, a letter that makes no sound. Without a vowel, it's a nothing. It's infinitesimal. It's not even an ah. You would need a vowel for that. It's the potential for vowel. Aleph is the potential for sound. And yet in this week's Parsha, Aleph is everything. Vayikra, and God called to Moses tenderly, intimately, lovingly, beckoning Moshe in. And that word ends in an Aleph. It's a small Aleph. If you look in the Torah, it's a tiny Aleph. Almost not there. And Aleph itself is almost not there. And this is a small Aleph. A double almost not there. And if it were not there, the word would be Vayikar, a harsh word, meaning cold, or just a random happening, an instance of nothing intentional. That miniature Aleph is all that separates between the accident, the happenstance, and the intentional, and the spiritual, and the loving. How many moments in your day today will that miniature Aleph hover over? As you confront a Robert Frostian path, is this a moment without the Aleph? It's just going to happen. Come what may, don't really care. Or is this a moment where the Aleph will be present and it will be a personal call, an intimate sharing, a moment of tenderness, care, connection, bondedness, all for the presence of a soundless Aleph. If you can picture an Aleph in your head, the Hebrew letter, just have it hover in your mind and multiply it so there are Alephs everywhere. If you can't picture the letter, picture how you would write out the word Aleph in English letters. And just see your mind and your day and your life filled with potential moments of beauty, intent, connection, love, realness. Every Aleph representing a moment that can shift from a nothing to an everything. From an accident to a revelation. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. I'm going to share the screen. We'll say the closing meditation blessing together. I'll say this 3 times. May we and all beings have happiness in the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. And may we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. May we and all beings have happiness in the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. May we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. May we and all beings have happiness in the causes of happiness. May we all be free of suffering and the causes of suffering. May we all experience true happiness that has no taint of suffering. And may we live in great equanimity, free from burdening attachment to loved ones and contempt for others, but rather with compassion for all. I say to you all shalom and namaste and Shabbat shalom. And if you like, see you here next week, Friday mornings, Pacific time, 8:15.
You have been listening to another in our series of podcasts from Temple Beth Am, a dynamic center for conservative Judaism in Los Angeles. If you enjoy these podcasts, we invite you to write a review on the Apple Podcast site or wherever you get your podcasts. For more information about Temple Beth Am Los Angeles, go to tbala.org.